This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.
So this is the annual Friends of the Manhan Rail Trail meeting. It is October 20th, 2025. The time is 7:03. And this meeting is now called to order and we are recording, correct? So welcome everybody. Thanks for coming out tonight on this drizzly night. Just a few quick business things and then we will switching immediately after this meeting to the regular committee meeting. So the first order of business is first I'm going to introduce the board, even though everybody knows everybody here. So Barbara is the treasurer, David Jaffe is the current secretary, John Bader, Elizabeth Sturgeon, Lisa is currently a board member. My name is Wendy Hammerly, everybody. And I'm the president. However, having been in this slot for many years, I feel like it's time to get the hook and pass it along to somebody else. Some new energy, some new ideas, and so I am stepping aside. I would like to nominate Lisa for that position. I talked to her and she has agreed to accept the nomination, but I think we do need to open it up for discussion and vote on it just to make it official. So does anybody have any comments or questions? And you can't back out.
It's in writing now.
It's on the
Lisa's great, and I think she's going to do a great job.
I do too.
Any competition should speak up.
Speak up now, until next year.
Yeah.
Young blood is a good idea.
Okay. All right. So can we make a motion? I would like to make a motion to approve the revised slate of officers. All in favor?
Read them all off just so they're in the record.
Okay, so the new president will be Lisa. Barbara will remain as treasurer. David will remain as secretary. The directors will be John Bader, John Lacido. I assume he's not here tonight, but I'm assuming he'll stay. Liz Sturgeon. I would like to stay on the board. That's okay. And that's it, right?
Unless anybody else wants to be on the board.
Actually, could you put me on the board?
Would you like to be on board? Yes. And the board doesn't really do anything.
Even a better position for me.
Yes.
That's why they're bored.
You should have left it at your other line there.
Yeah. What number of times are for you?
6.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All right. All opposed? Okay, motion passes. Next thing is to approve the 2024 annual Friends minutes. You have a copy in front of you. I thought they looked great. I didn't see anything. Hi, Alexis. Anybody have any revisions to the minutes? Okay, so shall we make a motion to accept last year's Friends meeting minutes? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Accepted. And now it's time for the treasurer's report from Barbara.
Okay. So I sent out the treasurer's report to, I think everybody here got them, but there's a paper copy up here if you want to look at it. One thing I had to print it out. This year was fairly quiet. Last year we had one really large donation and we had given money for some Mass Trails grant, and then we had the match. We didn't do any of that this year.
Easy to read in my phone.
So, things are fairly stable. The dues are, starting to come in pretty well. Let's see here. We had a donation of the bench down on Lovefield Street, and I can report that John Mason said that the frame for the, bench is set. They're just waiting for a good day to pour the concrete. We did pay, the bench has been delivered and it's been paid for, so I did want to see what was going on with that. Let's see.
Is there a plaque or anything with it? It's a memorial bench, right?
Yes,
Is there a
yes,
plaque that goes with it?
yes. Yep, the people had, picked the words on that, so.
Where on Lovefield Street did it end up being?
Well,
Kind of where the road over to Arcadia comes in?
past that, and kind of, like where the road is now closed.
Yeah.
It's like right before the road that goes, it's like right there at the end. Yep. We met out there and they gave the spot. So John said that the frame is all ready. They're just waiting for a day to pour the cement. Dues, I don't know why we didn't get a request from the Northampton Trails and Greenways last year, but we didn't pay it, so I don't know why. Let's see.
Maybe, shouldn't we though? Don't we? Are they a member of? Is it reciprocal or-
Usually, yeah. I'll have to look into that.
Okay.
Each waiting for the other to.
Usually I get something in the mail. Something
Oh,
comes and then that's when I pay. Event expenses, that was for the signs we bought for the bike valet. Trail maintenance supplies. Things were pretty stable. Our senior tax work-off person was not, said he's run out of hours. So last year we paid Terry beyond her senior tax work-off hours, but this year he wasn't approaching me about that. So,
Okay.
so the $619.50 was actually after last year's Friends meeting. That was what we paid Terry through like December.
I see.
So, and yeah, so right now we're fairly healthy. Well, checking account is, almost $19,000. Money market account at Florence Bank, which we don't really touch too much. And I really should look to see if we can get better interest. Is at 633.
So if the 2026 Mass Trails grant does come through and we're asked for a match again, we clearly have the resources to contribute to that.
Yeah, so the majority of what, last year it worked out really well and that we had gotten a $10,000 donation.
Right, right.
And so we used that kind of like backfilled.
Right.
It really didn't, it didn't, and the money that we did take was from the donation account, which I moved to the Friends to write the check.
Right.
So we can, but we just have to be a little careful about it. Depends on how much they would want. It's not,
Last year, were we? I mean, did we kind of,
we offered.
we offered?
So I think when that time comes, I'll have to talk about it. Yeah, but yeah, luckily last year we had a nice donation that really just like, meant that it was in and out.
Right.
So that was really nice.
But even if we don't get a big donation,
Right.
everybody else, I would be fine with contributing towards the next
To the next
grant
phase.
application.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's important.
Yeah, it's very important. And
Yeah, I
that's
think-
that people donate, I think, to make sure the trails maintained.
I think it shows our commitment and our
Right.
willingness to put a little skin in the game.
Exactly.
I think it's helpful. So I don't know if anybody has any questions. I have details to kind of back all this stuff up, but.
I'm suspicious.
No, there's
I
nothing
want to see
really.
everything.
Yeah, as far as the trail work contracted out, it really this year was just mowing and trash pickup. That's really all we did. That amount, that 6,224 is for mowing and trash pickup.
Question?
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned the interest. I just looked up Florence Bank and it says they have a checking account, business checking at 1.25%. So that seems very low. Seems like some easy income to just ask them what other types of accounts, even within the same bank,
Yeah, and our business checking account, the way it's set up now, we don't get any interest. The interest that we got came from the money market.
Yeah, that just seemed very low for
Oh, yeah.
what I expect a
Yeah.
savings account to be getting these days.
So would they allow a 501c3 to open a business? I guess.
So,
that would be the
there's
question.
other options out there that you could, I'm just not sure. I've never been sure about how, like, we could move it to a Capital One account or some account that earns more interest, but I'm not sure how a nonprofit.
Right, what we're allowed to
I know
do.
that since Greenfield Bank is like kind of coming to town, they've been like kind of soliciting, because they have to, give away a certain amount and things, so maybe they be someone to look at, but I know too
I
that
don't
like
think we want to move our whole
everything, yeah.
account, because Florence Savings was really good to
Mhm.
us. They back in the
They
day.
made donations.
And also look and see if they have any like shorter term CDs, like 6 or 7 months.
Yeah.
We could take some of that money market money and put it into it.
Definitely,
Because
because
even 3-4%.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I can't speak for Florence, but I'm the treasurer for my condo association, and we've got our CD with Easthampton Savings, and even then, if we have to pull it out before it matures, the penalty is like half the total amount of interest it would have accrued, which still coming out
Yeah, yeah.
cover if it's
So just a question, if even just checking like Florence Savings or ECM Savings, if there was like a 6-month or a 9-month CD,
So
like how much would we feel comfortable pulling out in anticipation of maybe being asked some money for the Mass Trails grant? So
Florence has what looks like there's no penalty 7-month CD at 3%
Wow.
within the same bank. So that seems like,
that's better.
So you could put, let's say,
Is that an
20,000 in
easy out?
that and 20.
Is that
it's
an easy-
it says easy out. Yeah, you can withdraw every 7 days penalty free. So that, I'm sure they could tell you about other, whatever, 12 months, whatever, but
Yeah, you could, sit down with them too. And
So if we have 33,000 in that, what would people feel comfortable like putting into some sort of CD, whether it's an easy out or if it's like one that we would have to keep it in for?
Well, you could break it up. You could put one in a longer term and then one that you want to have access to.
I mean, we could probably move it 20,000.
Yeah,
I'd be comfortable with 20.
Yeah, I'll look into that.
might as well make a little bit like that.
Yeah, and if it's,
Money.
and if it is easy out, there's no reason, you can.
Right.
No risk.
Sometimes I'm not sure if like nonprofits are different than if it was a person or like a personal, or if it doesn't matter. I don't know.
I don't know what the bank
mentioned-
Bank should know.
I know at Easthampton Savings, we have a CD for Helping Hand, and that's.
Yeah. You mentioned earlier, like Capital One or something. I prefer, like, if we can stay with a local.
Local, yeah.
Yeah, it's just some of the online banks are.
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
more. But there are short-term CDs, even locally that.
and that was it was a business CD. So if we're able to have a business checking, I would assume that,
These are
the same.
business checking.
right. But so that CD was for a business account.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah. So
Sure, I'll look into that.
Any other questions on the budget?
Waiting for another 1,000 on the mill owners.
Sometimes it's like they come late and they don't always fall into, one of them was very late last year. So sometimes, like the year before, it could have been that it's like they don't always come in the same. So it might have been that one paid early and then there was just the two. I know everybody paid last year, but sometimes they pay like, I have to like remind them like.
Yeah, sometimes you have to get on their case.
So it does, everybody, all 3 mill owners did pay, but it may have been just. Even, it was either before or
Timing.
the
Yeah.
timing did not, but they did all pay, because I keep on. Keystone paid very late, but they did pay. Oh, Lisa, I may, depending on, if I go to the bank, I may have to do, you come in and do some office for change. Yeah. I'll let you know.
Okay. Any other financial questions, comments? Okay, let's see, do we need a motion to accept the financial report? Okay, I make a motion to accept the. Everybody in favor? Anybody opposed? Just really quickly, the highlights of the year. Everybody here is aware of the Advanced Trails Plan. We'll keep the trail. The idea was to get the trail in as good a condition as possible before we kind of pass it along to the city for maintenance. With the early exit of our former mayor, that conversation has stalled a bit, but hopefully after the election, I think we should resume those talks, because if we don't do anything, nothing will happen. So we need to be proactive and keep pushing. I hate to say that, but we do. We continue to have really good community engagement. The website and Facebook page continue to draw questions, comments. Somebody's parking their electric scooter on the trail. I don't know if you've seen that. And so I took a picture of it, but somebody emailed about that. It's south of South Street, just south of South Street. It's locked to the signpost. So there, but the fact that I had already seen it and took a picture of it, but the fact that people are contributing that kind of information is really, really helpful. And somebody else had some other questions. People are communicating, and good or bad, I think that that they care enough to communicate is all good. Also wanted to say thank you again to all our volunteers. The mulching party this year had a great turnout, and people that do the weeding and the cutting back of brush, fixing the kiosk, picking up trash. We just had a lot of really good volunteers. And thank you again publicly to Williston and our mystery plowers who continue to plow sections of the trail, making the trail sections at least available to users throughout the winter. And that's amazing.
I've seen a leaf blower lately. Have you seen that?
No?
There's someone with an electric scooter that rides with a leaf blower, blowing the leaves out of the way. Yeah.
Okay. Do they have it on their back?
It's a backpack leaf blower. Yeah.
Which section was it? The
It's
South
south by
Street?
Coleman Road.
I wonder if that's the scooter that I talked. But we'll have to address that, because I don't think it's kind of on the edge of the trail, and I don't know if it's.
Gotta find out who.
I know, but how?
Police speaking.
Excuse me. Yeah.
Let's get it. We'll find out who it is.
Yeah. I guess. Okay, looking ahead to 2025, more work to be done on the trail, and obviously hoping to get second grant from 2026, sorry. And, whatever we have to do to help the city make that happen. And if that doesn't happen, then I think I would recommend that we have a conversation about what can we do in the meantime to fix some of the worst areas, and do we want to spend some of this money to fix some of those areas? So, but let's not go there until we find out about the grant. There are other grant opportunities too. Alexis is still on. Hello. But
I'm here.
hi, just talking about the grant application, and that there are other options for smaller grants that come through. I get them all the time on that trails email thread. So, but let's see what happens with this one. Any comments or questions before we close the meeting?
As with the process with grants, if we see a grant that might be relevant, what is there like a process for either writing, like drafting language for it, or is it the friends that would be? I guess it would depend on the grant if it was the friends that submitted it or the city that submitted it.
Correct.
But just wondering if there's kind of I don't know. I'd be interested to help out with some grant writing, like drafting that kind of stuff, if that's
That'd be great.
helpful, or if you know of grant opportunities that you don't have time to
Yeah, I
write.
think some of that, if you saw something that was really interesting, I think reaching out to the planning department is probably the best first step.
Make them aware of it.
Because, that's really their job. And this is a city property. And I think maybe if they need assistance or we can work with them, but it seems to me as if it mostly should go through the city.
Yeah,
At least
okay.
start there and then,
Right.
But the friends could like write a letter of support.
Oh,
yeah.
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 Yeah, we would do that
Yeah.
anyway. Yeah, always.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I did,
My allergies.
yeah, I
Okay.
did want to talk about, just bring this up and this can move into a regular meeting, or do you think? About. So right now on our website, somebody wants to pay
Oh, I
their
see.
dues
Yeah.
online, or if they want to make a donation, they go through, there's a PayPal button.
Hmm.
And whenever PayPal, you pay through PayPal, if your dues are $25, we only end up getting 24. We don't get the full amount. You never do. There are some other platforms that I've heard of, two of them in particular, Zeffy and GiveButter, that are kind of specifically for nonprofits for fundraising purposes. I'm just kind of throwing that out there because I think that it might be worthwhile looking into seeing if one of these would be appropriate to replace our PayPal button. We could go, or one of them, GiveButter, I think it can go through PayPal, but we're for the farmers market, we're kind of looking at that, and of these two, this GiveButter, which I'd never heard of, was one that more people liked.
Yeah, I mean, people are familiar with PayPal and they know it. I have PayPal, so it might be worth it to,
Yeah.
if we have something that people are afraid to use or.
Well, yeah, it says, okay, let me just read this off. It says PayPal charges fees for nonprofits, but verified charities can get a discounted rate of 1.99 plus 0.4 cents per domestic transaction. Now, I don't think we've ever verified. For nonprofits to receive the discounted rate, they must create a PayPal business account and get their charity status confirmed by PayPal. But there's one of these, actually. Saw something here that they actually, tap into PayPal for profits with GiveButter. Instantly accept PayPal donations for free. So I don't understand how that works.
Would we pay like I assume we pay a service fee to.
No, how they do it, both of these, the only payment they get is, it says Zeffy is the only complete free fundraising platform for nonprofits. And how they get their money is that people can pay like a tip, or they make
Okay.
They can make a donation to Zeffy.
Yeah. Now, I don't know how many people do that, but it must be enough that they,
Right.
so I don't know if we wanted to look into it.
So if we went with the one that's affiliated with PayPal and we said a division of PayPal, would that make people feel more comfortable?
I think it's gonna depend on the interface.
Okay. GiveButter automatically includes PayPal as a payment method. So maybe that means if you have a PayPal account, you can pay to them. Yeah. But they have buttons that you can put. I feel like if we can get the whole $25,
Yeah.
right, then
Yeah.
why not? And if it's something that we just want to have, maybe somebody can do a little more research on it, or I don't know.
Somebody wanna,
Well,
Somebody wants
if
to-
they use PayPal, then that's fine. If they make it an option, then I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
Church pays a lot of fees for the online contributions.
yeah.
I'd be curious if we can, like, whatever service looks like, if it's something we can brand, so it doesn't really obviously look like you've left the Friends website or something, like, does it still very clearly
right,
look like
Yeah.
we're still a part of the same family?
they all take you to their site.
You are now
Yeah.
leaving the
Yeah.
source thing, yeah. Does somebody wanna volunteer to look into this?
I asked Trace if he knew anything about about Zeppi, and he didn't, but he looked it up and he thought it looked okay. And then he said, what if we decided that we wanted to try it, then he would be willing to work with us on it. James, do you have comment on that?
Yeah, so I actually designed a website for this nonprofit Artworks Westfield, and I got them onto Zephy. They've been very happy with Zephy. I don't think that most people tip, although it like kind of automatically adds the tip. You have to go and remove it. But everybody has been very happy. Like they've noticed a lot more in terms of their memberships and donations since moving away from, I think they were using Square previously. The way I set up their website, it kind of opens up a new window. Although you can have it just be like integrated into the site if you want it that way. So it doesn't have to leave and go to a new window if you don't want it that way.
Okay.
I can't speak to the web design, but I'd be happy to just look into Zephy and give Butter as far as like their terms a little bit, and maybe next time,
Okay.
yeah, a little summary.
You did that quick.
Yeah. I mean, there's all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, I just pulled it up on my phone, the Westfield Artworks, to see what it looks like. And yeah, it suggests a 17% tip.
17.
That's a lot.
You're in a
Can
restaurant.
you adjust that amount of the tip, or does it
Yeah,
pretty much?
well, you can drop down and say other and then type in a contribution. It doesn't really have a none option, although I think you could probably
Zero.
type in a
Zero.
zero.
People are kind of used to doing that now for a lot of different things.
They do have zero on there.
They do have zero?
I went to the site, yeah. They say on average 2 of 3 donors tip. That's the Zephy website, but,
Wow.
zero
They must
is an
make
option.
enough to keep it
Going,
going.
yeah.
Yes, I think the more often you're confronted with it, the less likely you are to tip. You know, I've done it, like, I remember, I've seen it, something similar to it a few times, like, Blue Action or whatever.
Yeah.
And you can pay the fee, and at first you go, oh, that seems reasonable. And after a while, it's like every
Yeah.
time, it's like, well, maybe not this time.
Yeah.
I think GoFundMe asks for a tip too,
They
to
do, yeah.
keep the service going.
I just feel like people who are making a donation or paying their dues would rather us have the full amount rather than us to get less.
Right.
Than,
And we could, put it like put it out on
Right.
like we're switching because of this reason that PayPal takes X amount of every donation. And, yeah. I
I've
think
seen
people would be
websites
receptive.
that have an app connected to it that actually will tell you what it would be if you choose to give amount to cover the expense. I'm not sure what that is. I could ask my son, he's in that business. It kind of automatically says, okay, for a $25 donation, you can give $27 and it will cover the fee or something like that.
so there could be other ones too.
Yeah.
So if you want to look broader and see if there's any other ones that maybe you know, recommend.
Well, and I kind of want to look at like maybe Venmo has an option because I feel like that's a very common thing that people
See if-
use. But
See if
for-
they have something for nonprofit.
exactly, yeah, it may or may not work, but just thinking about.
I kind of think if we could maybe vote to move this to the like committee agenda.
That's fine.
And then I don't know.
Keep it going.
Yeah, so we can keep it going.
Wait till next year, I guess.
Sounds good.
I just thought because we're the fundraising
Oh,
arm, that
Right.
maybe we should start the discussion here and then just see. And it's not like it's gonna be that much more, but I think,
Do we offer an option of like monthly contribution? Is that an option when people give?
There are some people in the past who have done reoccurring donations.
There's a lot of these kinds of services.
Yeah, can you look to see if that's, yeah, we kind
Monthly
of.
versus the annual.
I have a lot to share about Zephy, if you want to talk about it, in the next
Okay.
part of the meeting. So.
Let's get together.
Yeah. And James, we could also get on an email thread, or I don't know. It sounds like you have firsthand experience. So.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Right, we'll leave it to you two guys to come up with the recommendation. How's that?
We'll give a motion to move it to the,
Sure. So we'll make a motion. I'm making a motion that we move this issue to the Manhan Rail Trail Committee meeting. That we can continue the discussion.
Second the motion.
All in favor? Opposed? The other thing we want to do is make a motion to adjourn the meeting. All in favor?
thank you for your service.
Labor of love.
All right, so now we'll go over to our regular meeting. We're gonna open the regular meeting of the Manhan Rail Trail Committee to order, October 20th. We'll start with the approval of the September 15th meeting minutes. Sent out with the agenda, no.
Yes.
Yes, okay. I think we're very lucky that we have David because you do a wonderful job.
Excellent.
Very thorough and accurate. I didn't see anything. Do I have a motion to accept the September 15th minutes? Second? Favor? Public speak time. I'm sorry. We skipped right over you. If you
No, you didn't.
had some reason that you wanted to come in.
No, it was the annual meeting, and so I felt like,
You had any
I
public comments?
will give more comment as it
Okay.
might come up.
Yeah, why don't you sit at the table? You don't have to sit in the back row.
Well, I came in during the thing.
That's okay. We're very informed. Are there, well, I feel like you're already a part of the committee, but are there any other public speak time comments? Oh, I guess new business, this is a quick one because we don't have to deal with this tonight unless we want to. I had sent out a while ago, like a draft, meeting calendar for next year, and I sent it out again today. We can wait till next month to approve it unless people look at it and think it's good. There's always, we can always make changes if we wanted to within the year, but I kind of went through, there's a couple months that I conflict on certain days, but
How early can you give this to the?
oh, I could give it to tomorrow if we wanted to. But I don't know if there's any days that jumped out that looked like it's a real problem for anybody. It's just so far ahead, it's too
Really
soon
hard
to
to
tell.
Is there a specific reason why they're not all on the third Monday?
Well, a couple
Maybe.
times there's holidays, and there's April and October. The week after Patriots Day, Columbus Day, I can't do it because I have another meeting that's the days that they. Otherwise, I just kind of tried to spread it out.
That makes sense to me.
I know I can't make that March date, but my schedule should not dictate when everybody meets.
I mean, there will be times when people can't
Yeah, we
come because that's always going to happen, but. Yeah. And we don't usually meet in December, so we could, but I think it's nice to have a month off. Do we want to vote it tonight or do we want to wait until next month just to give everybody a chance to look at it a little more?
I'm just putting it on the calendar.
Just getting it done.
Same.
Yeah.
Need to change one or two, but then we'll cut the rest off.
Right. Okay, all right. So do I have a motion to accept the proposed 2026 meeting schedule? Second? All in favor? Opposed?
Who do you have to turn this into?
Oh, I'll send it to my old office. Well, I'll put it into the thing where we set up the remote meetings,
Oh,
but she has to put it onto the city calendar. And it's good to grab dates ahead of time, it's quick, so then you can get in ahead of other people. Sometimes in May, there are conflicts because they start to review the budget, and it might not be an actual date because we had to go downstairs.
Right,
One
right.
meeting.
yeah.
So it could be that on the 18th that we have to meet downstairs. But Mondays are usually good days, so. Right. Okay. Let's see, trail maintenance update, trail issues, trash, graffiti. Does anybody have anything that?
You mentioned somebody's locked their bike.
Oh, yeah.
So there's a similar bike. It's
A
not-
scooter, but yeah.
It's an e-bike. It's not an e-bike. It's just a regular bike that's been kind of next to the trail, catty corner to the American Legion. Has anybody seen that? It's like aqua colored.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 It's been there like since early September.
Is it chained or is
It's
it?
chained and there's like a helmet and I wonder actually if somebody took it for a ride and then,
Yeah.
just locked it there because they were conscientious about stealing it. And then nobody's like claimed it. Should I pass that along to the police?
I mean, sometimes when there's bikes that have been left, there was one out here for ages one year. The police go and get it and then they collect those bikes. And if somebody comes looking for it, we can send them to the police department.
Is there,
So,
is there someone particularly at the police or is there like a,
I think we could probably, probably could reach out to dispatch or I'd probably start with dispatch. You could just call them.
okay,
Just, you want to do that?
I'll do that.
Okay. Is there a non-emergency?
Yeah, I was gonna say, they have a
Yeah.
number that's a
Yeah.
non-emergency number.
Yeah, if you call 2424, you'll get to a person. 527.
As opposed to ALA.
No, as opposed to 1212, where you'll get like leave a message. So.
They used to have a sale once a year, the police department would sell off
Yeah,
all
all
the
the
bikes
bikes.
confiscated
Yep, the
and.
bike auction.
Stolen
I've
bikes.
been doing that for a while.
I worked with the committee for, that's Bikes for All. It's part of Friends of Northampton Trails. And we get quite a bit, we've gotten it switched around where the police give us quite a few donations. I say quite a few is probably not correct. We get some every few months, I should say.
Yeah, no, they used to have the whole basement of the town hall would
Yeah,
get filled up
right.
with bikes and then they
Right.
would auction them all off.
Yeah.
And I don't know what they do with them now. I don't know. Alexis?
Yeah, this was like a few weeks ago, so maybe it's been cleaned up, but there was lots of tires on the Oxbow section of the rail trail, like abandoned car tires.
Really?
Where?
Behind the mills that they're doing construction on, and then there was some further down, kind of closer to Route 5. I don't know if they were just, I wouldn't say temporary because they're clearly just tossed out of someone's getting rid of junk. But I guess I didn't really think about how I should report them, even though I'm on the committee. But yeah, it was like I noticed them like I think it was late September.
Were they on the trail or on the bank?
On the
Next to
bank. Yeah,
on the bank.
abandoned like car tires.
Did it look like they'd been rolled down from above, from the bank, down the bank?
Well, considering that one was like behind the Ferry Street mills, it looked more like someone went to the rail trail and dumped their car tires.
So should we tell
DPW?
Yeah.
We could probably start with the DPW. If you can if we can narrow where they are.
Next time I go on a ride, or if anyone else happens to ride that section, it's in the Oxbow.
Yeah, so
They were all on the south side of the trail.
yeah, we could do
Good
that.
idea to take some pictures.
Take some
Yeah, if
pictures
you
and
take
send them to
pictures.
me and then I'll send them on to Greg.
Okay.
That's crappy.
And if there's a mile marker close by,
Right. Yeah, if there's like a road cross, just something to help them figure it out easier.
For sure.
Are these the tires that are right near the old mill that's gonna be torn down?
Yes.
You know, whatever, 7 Ferry Street or whatever the
Yep.
numbers are there.
Yeah.
And it's the next building, the old building there. I almost thought that they were maybe dragged up like during city cleanup, but.
Yeah, that's
that
possible. There was
just
a,
in passing.
there was a Mystic River, or no, sorry, Connecticut River cleanup like recently. Maybe they were discovered there and then put more obviously. So maybe they've already been tagged, but I wasn't part of that cleanup. So source to the sea, that's what it was.
Yeah.
And that was like a few weeks ago.
Maybe add that to the, well, no, you're gonna go to DPW for that.
Yeah, we just need to make sure they're still there and where they are. If somebody could help. narrow that down.
I'll try to get out there tomorrow. I oftentimes walk that stretch. I haven't done it in the last.
Yeah, things are gonna start to show
Very
up pretty
recently,
soon
but-
now that the leaves are going and.
The last time I was over there, I don't remember seeing them, but that doesn't mean I just missed them.
Yeah, if you do see them, take the picture and try to pinpoint where they are and I'll send it on to Greg.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that.
Maybe if you're talking to the police about the bike, can you mention the scooter as well?
Right. Where is that again?
So it's chained to a fence, to a signpost, and it's just south of the South Street crossing on the Coleman Road section.
You can't miss it if you're looking down.
It's
South
white.
Street. It's right there.
And it's got same thing as, it's got a helmet and
And it hasn't been moved or anything? Like,
it's been there a few days because.
It's been there a few weeks.
Yeah.
Few weeks, okay,
It's been there.
so. Did somebody get it?
maybe
Maybe,
somebody's.
maybe the
looks
battery
nice.
ran dead.
Yeah, it does look nice.
Like a nice one.
Yeah, it's very weird.
I wonder if it ran out of a charge.
Died.
But you think it would start to get it.
Yeah, for sure.
Walk it to the,
They're expensive.
20 feet to the street. And
So
then,
it's right off South Street.
yeah, not that far. I didn't notice it.
Talking to Greg also, reminding him about like the brush hog along the trail.
Yeah, is it
Well, I
needing it?
mean, it's just that time of year.
Yep. I mean, I think they have been doing it
Right.
here and there during this season, but the fall is usually when we want to
What
get
is this?
the brush hogging of the trail sides.
Do you know, does anybody know what they're doing with what looks like well drilling equipment along the trail?
Whereabouts?
Several places. Right at where the trail crosses the dead end of Love Field. And then right across from where Clap Street goes down off of Love Field. And then down on the Oxbow stretch,
Where the comic van trust is there, right?
yeah, it's almost to, I think it's the Arthur Street crossing. And they have,
Eversource work, is it?
there are Eversource trucks around.
James, do you know what it is? I know you live down there.
Yeah, I got a notice from Eversource saying that they were doing some soil testing or something along those lines.
So I've noticed.
I don't know if it was because I live here that they noted they
Remember,
sent out to my neighborhood.
remember the guy who came in and spoke to
Yeah,
us
yeah.
about that? I wonder if this is someone that.
Oh,
came in
yeah,
and
yeah,
did
yeah.
Preliminary work.
You can see where they've cleared around some of the poles as you're going down.
Oh,
the
they're
Route 5
replacing the
stretch.
poles.
Right, so I think
There
that's
are
part of the
also-
overall work.
Yeah.
There are also spots where they've cleared out the brush.
Right,
Um,
right, that's.
But then they've
Eversource.
got this other device that's got these pipe, it looks like a small well drilling.
So that's probably how
It's taking
they,
a soil sample, so they're going down, with-
Okay.
capturing, all the soil to a certain depth
cylinder.
to see like if, there's any contaminants and how far down they go.
Remember all the details on it.
It's
Yeah,
all
we
on
have
the
to go
trail.
back and look at our minutes
Yeah.
from whenever that was. That was.
I bet you that's what it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah, otherwise it seems better. The trash, I think it's been better. Have you noticed? You're out there a lot. Have
By
you
the
noticed?
mural?
Yeah.
There hasn't been as much this past, since our last time.
I don't know if anybody saw that, but up in the Cottage Street parking lot, they have installed one of those
The new
fancy
trash cans.
those
Yeah.
new trash cans. And I'm curious, I haven't looked at it closely to see how it works, and I don't know how much it costs, but, it, depending on how it works and how much it costs, and if we continue to have problems here, it might be something that we could spend some money and get something
Yeah.
that, would prevent people from putting in
Right.
bagged trash and the big stuff. But I think luckily we're kind of getting towards the end of the really busy trail season and it'll probably be okay. And then, but who knows what
Spring.
in the
Yeah.
spring.
I think if we were interested in that, we should first see if the city would provide that. Because then if it ever needed replacing or service, it wouldn't be on us.
Yeah, I don't know how that works. I meant to ask Greg, like, how much, he told me how much it was, but I couldn't remember. It was like, I don't know, $2,000 or something. like
Oh,
that.
wow.
Can you
It was very
describe-
expensive.
can you describe what it does? Well, I'm not quite sure.
fancy thing. I think it's something that you can't open very much. It's kind of like, the new mailboxes out here where you can just open it just a little bit. And,
And does it compress the trash?
I
as
think it
goes
might
along?
compress it too,
Oh,
but I'm
is it
not
one of
sure.
those big belly things or
Belly,
something?
I'm trying to find out more
The
about
solar
that.
powered trash cans. I've seen those other
I've seen
places.
those other, like, larger, more.
And there's one right over here by the pond too.
Yeah, we can see if, that it's working out in the city.
Yeah.
Is the trash can at the mural the only trash can that's along the bike path?
There's one right down by Union Street too.
But we don't empty those, right? Oh,
We do the two here. Yeah.
Mural, and then, you said Union Street?
Yep, there's one right at Union Street. It's right near like where that kiosk is.
Okay, oh, yeah.
Yep.
So those locations were chosen just because of the convenience? I'm thinking it's so convenient to the parking lot
Yeah.
that people,
Yeah.
they know, if they can just drive up there, that's close, they
Yeah.
can just
Well, that's what happened.
drop it off.
Yeah, I think they might have been put in, they've just been there for like the whole time the trail's been there. I mean, we did remove some trash cans. We took the one out at Route 5, took the one out at Goslin Drive. I think there used to be one up here by the water fountain. I think that one's but they've all been taken out because people don't, they abuse them. And you have to have somebody that's gonna empty them. So, and we're still paying Riverside, which, we'll see. But, all right. Okay, trail etiquette signage. I've sent out, Alexis, I'm gonna let you take the lead on this one and I need to, because you worked on this.
Yeah.
So I'll let you guys,
Amy can help.
I'll let you take it over here.
Yeah, so Amy and I worked on that sign, and I think during this meeting, we're just going to go through the bullet points and decide which ones we want to agree on. I talked to Amanda at Mass Trails, and she currently is doing a rebranding. So she doesn't want us using the Mass Trail logo, unfortunately. And if we do want to use the Mass Trail logo, we need to write her a letter of the reasons why we feel like that's the best use of their logo, and it has to go through processes, which I don't know what those even are. But yeah, I think we just need to agree upon the bullet points that were sent out in the email.
It seems like that could just be taken out pretty easily and it wouldn't make any difference.
To jump through hoops to do that. It's kind of ridiculous.
Also, I'm sorry why I'm blurry. I don't know. I use this camera all the time. I don't know why.
So it's not our eyes, right?
Yeah. I'm like, what is up with my face? But anyway. So yeah, do you want to just go through the points? Go ahead, Amy.
I was just gonna say the big question that we talked about via email was the verbiage around the e-bikes. That was the big question mark.
I mean, it's accurate based on the ordinance.
Do you think people know what kind of bikes they have?
class 1 and 2?
I don't know.
So
Wonder and look it up.
can I interject? At my job at Mass Bike, I've been going to the Massachusetts Bike Council on Micromobility, and the RMV, DCR, and MassDOT are working on kind of a tagging system. This isn't even public knowledge yet, by the way, on a tagging system, but the report isn't due to the end of 2025. So there may be new ordinances in place statewide on how to tag so people know what device they have. That's going to be separate. It's going to be different than a license plate, but it's going to be above nothing, which is what's happening now.
So people who have e-bikes would have to have like a little kind of license plate thing on?
I'm not even sure what it is, but yes, that's
Like a
correct.
sticker maybe or something?
It will be a sticker, and there might be like you might register at a county or a DCR office. I really don't know. I don't even know if there is a DCR office, but yeah, it's going to be a new, and it's not set in law yet. My point is that this is all in flux. And we do have a no ATV and a no snowmobile right by the fire department on the trail. We already have a separate sign that says no, and those are the kind of the motorized vehicles that we were talking about before.
And I think there's one on a sign at South Street as well.
I think I've seen one somewhere else. Or Route 5 maybe.
And we got an email through the website just last week from a couple. Oh, no, it wasn't through the website. It was when they paid their dues. They wrote a handwritten note. I answered them, by the way, saying that they didn't think any e-bikes should be allowed on the trail. But I responded to her and said,
well, yeah, we can't do that because that's valley bikes.
well, it's in our city ordinance that they're allowed. So I sent her a copy of the ordinance and I explained that the whole issue is
Well, is her concern the speed?
being discussed.
There's the perception that they're going too fast.
She just said the only mobility issue vehicles should be allowed, that e-bikes just for, but
Yeah.
Rose's entitled to an opinion.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
we don't have the authority to.
right. The ordinance allows it, so
The
it's
ordinance
a non-issue.
That, at this point, that's never gonna, you can't roll it back.
No.
The number of e-bikes is growing so fast, it's hard to
Well, there's
believe.
not.
Not really.
No.
So which are
We've
the,
talked about that before, yeah, but there is no speed limit.
it's technically like the class 2 is like the speed limit thing.
We can, as a city, come up with a process to create a speed limit if you want, but I'm not even sure how that process would go. But it is written into state law that this municipality can create a speed limit. And as we've talked about before, class 1 and 2 bikes are already speed limited in themselves.
20 miles an hour is not a reasonable speed limit for a bike if you're trying to make it any safer. Because I've ridden on the bikes in Northampton at 20 miles an hour and it's really too fast. It should be 15.
Isn't there a limit 15?
It's 20, I think.
It's 20.
It's pretty fast.
That's what e-bikes can do is 20.
Maybe there should be different speed, just like a road, different speed limits for different sections. So like if you're in a crowded section, be 15 or even 10, but if
I
you're in
was
a
thinking within
straightaway-
city limits, it'd be worthwhile to keep it below 20.
Right, but if
But
you're
it's
out
not
in
feeling good.
Belchertown or something,
So
maybe.
I ride an e-bike and have a regular bike and
Yeah, there's the whole enforcement issue, and if there was gonna be something like that, it would have to go through city council.
And they would have to amend the ordinance.
Yeah, and it's like, you see somebody fast go by and unless you have somebody there with a
Yeah.
radar, it's like, it's not like a road where you,
I had somebody using it that was
I know that,
really flying.
right, I think if there is somebody that
Didn't they?
anybody sees, and this has happened before, that is continually going really fast, then you should reach out to the police department because they have taken care of that a couple times.
They snagged somebody.
They know who it is and they go talk to their parents or talk to them.
That's all they got. One of those.
For today, ordinances aside, right, they are where they are today, just like to finalize the sign, I guess. Was there text that was still being debated or is it, sorry, I missed the last
Well,
meeting, but
It just says no motorized vehicles on the first line and class 1 and 2 e-bikes permitted.
right,
So that's
that seems
the
accurate.
question.
That seems accurate to the
Everybody
current
else-
ordinance, right?
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Keep rate except to pass.
Class 2 e-bike, you don't actually have to pedal. Class 1s, you have to pedal to make them go. One I had, you have to pedal it to make it go. And some of them will work either way.
Well, the city ordinance requires pedaling,
Electric assist, right?
Well, that's not happening.
but
Yeah.
no, it definitely is not happening. But so is this in conflict with the ordinance?
No, that,
I mean, the
No,
bikes are
it says
permitted,
that
it's not instructing how
Class
to
1 and
ride.
2, it's
But
Right.
but I
the
thought it
thing where it's
said-
like those both are allowed, but then it's also like you can't use the non-pedaling, but it's like,
Right.
again, our purview, I feel like, isn't really enforcement.
How are you gonna?
I think the class 3, you can operate with the throttle only. And I think the class 2, it's the accumulated energy from the pedaling, which allows you to use the throttle. But if you stop, if you're not pedaling at all, it's gonna peter out.
That's right.
And that's 3?
That's a
No,
class,
that's 2.
that's a class
For
1.
3, you could do throttle only. It's
3 is,
only-
okay.
Speaking of, I think it's a class 1.
Yeah, I think there are two separate things, right? There's, a class 1 or a class 2 bike, so regardless of what the class 2 can do, it's allowed. But once you're on that bike and you're on the trail, you're not allowed to use the option of not pedaling. You have to pedal on that class 2 bike, even though the bike would let you not pedal if you chose not to. Right? That's the point. So it's
Right.
behavior or the bike.
Right, but it's like anything else. How are we
My
gonna?
wife has a bike.
Yeah.
We're not gonna be able to force pedaling
I
versus.
don't think we're prescribing enforcement with this sign. We're just trying to display best behavior, and we can still have the website and our social media to go into greater detail about city ordinances and the kiosks. The idea of this sign, in my opinion, is that you're already moving at speed when you're reading it, so you don't necessarily want every small detail in there. If we want to go into more detailed, I think we have other channels to do that with. And I have I'm working on a trail etiquette toolkit because you probably won't be surprised, but this is coming up in every meeting I've been in across the entire state. So I'm actually creating a toolkit that has some examples of social media, and I can meet directly with Wendy, or I can bring it to another meeting.
The ordinances say, low-speed electric bicycles are permitted to operate on the Manhan Rail Trail. I don't see anything about
20 miles an hour.
class 1 or
No,
2.
they didn't mention the specific classes.
Yeah.
The class 1 and 2 is the state law.
Oh, okay.
But it does specifically say in the ordinance not to exceed 20 miles per hour, which would be class 1 and class 2.
That's, yeah,
100%.
that's, meets the state requirement.
Can I, small edit, if the Mass Trails logo is going away, I would suggest moving the website to the right-hand side, because there's a little bit more
Right.
space over
Yeah.
there, so it's not, just to,
It's
Or
busy.
centered.
It's a busy.
or centered, yeah,
Yeah,
just to
yeah.
at least like lessen the list of, like, the appearance of a very long list, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm the one who does the actual graphic design for that.
Oh,
So,
okay, yeah, I think just moving it over, if the Mass Trails logo can't be used.
Cool.
Or centered, yeah, one of the.
I think it looks good.
Yeah, I like the graphics and I like the icons.
I wonder, because I think you in the email had said people might be confused about whether a motorized wheelchair would be permitted. And I wonder if one of the icons should be of a person in a wheelchair, so that would kind of make clear that that's okay.
I have seen that on other signs.
Amy, that's in falls in your court.
Yeah, which one would you want to replace?
Baby carriage one?
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe.
and then if I'm gonna be really particular,
Yeah, we don't want
swap the
babies on
runner
the
with the
trail.
bicyclist so it doesn't look like they're about to run into the people who are headed for it.
Alexis and I literally talked about flipping, we flipped them back and forth in our conversation and, yeah.
Because it looks
Okay.
like an accident about to happen.
Yeah, it does.
So-
Throw it right in the middle.
It does seem important to have
The
the
runner and
wheelchair
the
on there as
Yeah,
opposed to,
yeah.
I mean, these are effectively pedestrians.
Right.
3 pedestrians.
Right.
Um,
So.
So you could get rid of one of them.
Yeah, if there's a good wheelchair.
I'm sorry, get rid of
Baby
The
carriage.
baby
one.
carriage.
baby carriage, okay.
No baby.
And then you wanted to flip the runner around?
Flip the runner and the bike up side to side, so they're not, so they're.
So the bicyclists.
So they're heading off the
Yeah,
side.
they're heading
It
off
can be
the
the
sides.
same
not
direction,
towards
like they're
the-
going down the trail the same way.
Or put the biker in front of them. Technically, you want your images to be looking the middle, you know.
Play. Yeah, I don't think it looks fine, but
I think it's fine too.
Okay.
We can count the emails that we received saying, couldn't you have flipped one of those?
It'll happen.
you wouldn't believe what we get.
It's great.
Yeah, definitely the wheelchair needs to be, because people ask that all the time.
Yeah.
Should the words be, should everything be lined up on one side like that, or should this be like centered, or?
Center's harder to read.
Yeah, I think with the
I think-
full list, you want it to be
It's
like.
getting hard enough to read.
I'm not
unless you're
good with like
stopped.
knowing how.
Yeah, so you're not
You're
gonna be able to
riding, you're
read
not
that
reading this
fast.
that
Okay.
way, so.
No, you won't be able
That's
to.
like the ticket very.
Yeah.
All right, we'll play around with that a little more and we'll give it one more shot in
It
November.
looks great. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
overall.
thank you for doing
Great
that.
work.
Your method of approving with, design updates, like saying like content good, design to be tweaked or something. Just to move it along. I don't know.
We could just wait to bring it to the next, when they bring it back. We could just put it on continuing business, right?
Yeah.
Do you have the suggestion of size? 'Cause I think it needs to be
the
larger. than
16
that.
by 20. I went to the company in town and, I mean, he
I
more or
think
less,
it's 18 by 24.
yeah, they're like this. He really kind of just wanted what we wanted to say and that they would put it together, but I think we'll just give it to him as,
Yeah.
and if he has to, fiddle around with it a little bit, then that's fine.
Well, the only other thing I might question is the wear helmets, because the law is only for 16 and under, right? Or under 16, which,
But if it's a best
That's
practices kind of a
recommendation.
thing,
Yeah,
Just recommendation.
Not a requirement.
yeah.
I mean, that's something that everybody should be
We need to
doing.
encourage it.
Pedestrians don't need to wear.
not yet.
Bikes for all, we require everybody to have a helmet, even adults. Of course, they're getting a free bike and, they don't all wear them.
I think it looks great.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you need a little more room up on the top, I mean, I suppose the logo could be a little smaller. But
Right, and make the height of the fonts a little bit bigger.
I don't know. Well, even though I
And
kind
they'll
of
be
like,
bigger on the sign too,
That's
'cause,
true. Yeah.
how that looks. I think it proportionally looks well.
especially if it's more like, this is a square and it's gonna be
It's
longer.
gonna be
So
tall.
it's,
Still have more space.
so when he does it, I think that was one issue. He said, because you can make it, this is this size, but when
Not
it's.
that, the aspect ratio is gonna be
Proportionally,
different.
it's gonna be different when it's a larger size. But I mean, if it was me, I would think it would make it a whole lot easier to get something like that than just,
Make it bigger.
bigger.
I have one more question. I know we've had a lot of issues with graffiti along the trail. Is it possible to either have the person making the sign or maybe something we can get from the DPW that is in like an anti-graffiti like gloss? So we don't deal with the whole like Like I prefer preventative measures, you know, than going around and chasing kids with spray cans.
I asked him about that, about the covering, and he said that whatever they use is what I don't think it's not a spray or it's not an overlay. It's like, these are what, like all signs, like the signs that he makes are kind of standard, like they have something on them, but it's not like a graffiti spray.
A gloss.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's some kind of.
Because they
special-
have,
special-
like, even at Lowe's, you can get like an anti-graffiti paint. Like it's a clear, I don't know. It just seems like something we could do so we're not chasing around kids with like something we're putting this much effort into.
Yeah, I did ask him about that, and I really can't remember exactly what he said, but he said that the signs that, you know, they make have whatever,
Some coating.
you know,
on
there's
them.
no way you're ever gonna prevent it. It's just that they're you know, it's not gonna be, it's gonna be good for graffiti, as good as you could be. But I did ask him, I just can't remember exactly, but he didn't seem to think it, you know, needed to have something that was sprayed on or stuck on or anything like that.
And it's gonna be metal?
Yes.
Metal sign.
Yes.
Is that something that needs to be reapplied like once a year or something? Like
No.
it's not.
Well,
How many were we thinking of getting?
I don't know, we had to talk about that. We'll need to see how much it ends up costing.
Yeah, good call.
I mean, I'm sure I know I had some information. I'm sure I have an email that I sent for with some information, but I can't remember exactly. It wasn't outrageous. I mean, maybe we could go online and get it, but I think it's good to keep things local.
Agreed.
And they're
Yeah.
really fast, and I would rather hand it to them and talk to them about it.
Sure.
than trying to deal with it, you know.
Yep.
Okay. The Love Field intersection concerns, I know that's still there. I don't know if we really need to keep that on the agenda. I don't really think there's too much we can do except,
There are 2 stop signs there
oh, really?
Yeah.
There's one
now.
added?
There's one right sort of pretty much even with the hillside before you get to the crossing.
Oh.
But you still can't, if you stop there, you still can't see if there's a bike coming. And then there's one right at the corner of the street and the street.
Was one of them crooked? Did they fix
Yes,
that?
the one on the street is a little bit,
Like a snowplow.
Now, are
Um,
these stop signs for cars?
yeah, these are for cars.
Yeah, but there's one on the path too.
But isn't there a stop sign for the bikes
I
too?
think there is.
Yeah, I think there is, but I mean, bikers
They
just
added-
blow
I-
by
yeah.
that. So
Only if
anyway,
there's nobody
there are
there.
now those 2 stop signs, but neither of them are really gonna help because, you know, if you stop at the first one, you still cannot see the path.
Well, at least you're not barreling down then.
Right, but you're coming around that curve, so as a car, you're not going very fast anyway.
I almost seem to remember
But,
there
so,
were 2, like one before the trail and then one after. That would
Right.
have been a while back.
yeah, so there are 2 now.
Right, but positioned not as they are, as you're describing, but like almost pretty close to each other, basically on either side of the trail. So they
That's-
would stop before the trail, look, and then proceed and stop at the street.
Right, but it's a little bit more back, so if you're,
So they're not
again, if
even,
you're stopped there, you still,
Right.
doesn't seem like you can see.
It's
whether
that
there's a
darn
bike
hill,
coming or not.
that
So,
hill.
yeah, I mean, I assume that hill, was that hill there? Was that
Yeah.
part of the?
No,
that was-
they built that when they built.
I
it.
was wondering if that was part of the,
That hill is
that was where the
man-made.
rails
I
actually
remember
were.
thinking,
because they were
why the
headed
hell
over
are they
that
doing
bridge.
that?
And they just didn't take it down and the trail comes down the hill, so you're just.
Yeah, I don't know why when that was built that it wasn't just like.
Leveling
the
the hill,
top. I
right,
think
that's
is there a
the
pole up there? I think there's a pole.
Might be a light.
But. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's really something, I mean, it's a problem, but I just don't know. what
Yeah,
we
I don't know
And
if
they
there's
would have to
anything we can do about
redesign the intersection.
Yeah.
So maybe we should just take that off the agenda because
Yeah.
unless we have some great ideas.
Well, the only thing I was thinking was, is it possible, and I think this is on the trail there, is it possible to put on the trail one of those dangerous intersection signs? Like you see on streets?
painted on the pavement or
actually an
upright?
upright sign. I mean,
Isn't
I
there
don't,
something on
again,
the-
I don't
Isn't
know
there something
that.
on the trail there? I mean, like
think-
cross.
Yeah, it
Road
has the
crossing.
standard highway crossing on the pavement.
Right.
But
I mean, if people aren't paying attention to that, we're not gonna pay attention to another sign.
Well, that's what
I think the only really effective way is to create a curvy,
Yeah.
which forces people to slow down.
on that hill, but
Yeah,
that would be.
But even then, it's like, if the cars are still, I mean, they have to go pretty slow to go around that corner anyway, but.
Since we want to add stop and look at road crossings on the sign. But I see a lot of people that they just,
Yeah.
like the one at Ferry Street, and there's a light for them to push.
Right. And
It's huge, like, nobody hardly ever uses that.
That's a very confusing spot right there.
Yeah.
Even with the changes that they've made, because, you know, you're looking all, wait,
Right.
you're looking around the rotary and it's
a
still.
lot.
And you stop and people stop and you're not,
Nobody's sure who
the cars
goes.
don't actually need to stop unless you stopped and are waiting for them.
Yeah.
And they stop and insist that you go. And then sometimes I'm not crossing, I'm turning right onto Ferry.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm most likely doing. So it's very hard to signal that so that they know I don't actually need to cross. I'm going this way, but I needed to stop because I'm getting out.
Right, at least they're
I'm going out in the
stopping.
road.
At least they're
rather,
still
they were doing that.
Yeah. It's a weird spot.
It is.
I'll make it happen. When I'm going around a rotary, if I'm gonna exit, I turn my turn signal off.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Exit. And that helps anybody that's coming in to let them know that I'm turning off.
The only other thing I wanted to, I don't know if anybody was watching any of the debates, but during one of the not debates, I don't know what they were, forums. Somebody mentioned something about the Ferry Street, the last building, and that there's gonna be a connection to the rail trail. So I was really curious exactly where that's gonna be. Have you seen any designs? How far down is it gonna be? Closer to the October
Yes.
companies?
I think.
I have a map that Dan Murphy, our previous engineer, made, and it goes along the canal. I think there's it like goes from the crosswalk and then intersects behind, basically where the water, right above the water.
Okay.
It's like a bridge that cantilevers over the canal the whole way from the sidewalk to the rail trail. I can find it and email it to the group.
Yeah, I'd like to see where it's gonna come out exactly. And is it gonna be a T?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, again, that was like from a city employee that's not here anymore, but it's probably in the designs for the mills.
Yeah, that's gonna be quite the project. Yeah.
What is going there?
Well, they're tearing down one of the buildings and then they're gonna have affordable housing for businesses.
Is it mixed use?
Mixed use, I think. They're gonna take one part and renovate.
I don't know if they found.
The way down anyway.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that they haven't been forced to take that down.
I mean, look what they've done with the part that they fixed up, so.
Oh, yeah, that looks great. So they're gonna still try to fix up the next building?
I don't know which one's coming down.
The one behind is the one that's falling apart.
I think they're all getting demolished now.
No, they're still, I think one more is being
They're gonna
renovated.
reach,
at least.
I
Yeah.
assume they're gonna try and do the one right behind the ones they have done.
Yeah.
Cause that one's, I mean,
Yeah,
it looks like it's still standing right behind it. I mean, half of it is literally not standing.
I think there's more than you really, it's pretty big.
Yeah.
There's even
I'm
more.
sure it'll be, I never thought I'd see that.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else, anybody?
Yeah, who's gonna be doing the leaf blowing now that we don't have a tractor?
Oh, I guess you are, John. I haven't heard anything from, Tony or.
The town should be doing it. They've
I
got
know
a
that.
tractor with a leaf blower.
I mean, it may just have to be nature.
You can't let the leaves out. You can't. Keep building up.
Well, we do, I mean, we do have a leaf blower. So if we do have a leaf blower, you have to walk behind it.
Yeah, hand blower.
6
No,
miles.
Well, the big one that you can walk behind.
Yeah, we're about 5.5 miles
Yeah,
behind.
well, there must be main spots that there were.
On a scooter.
The town should be doing that with a tractor. Mickey Mouse otherwise.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Mickey Mouse on a
Or
tractor.
the other thing is, we asked Tim and George how much they would charge to when they were mowing, and they could,
I think they do some,
they
but
might do some.
yeah, I could ask them
It
about
might
that.
be worth just hiring them.
Do it. Yeah, it might be like wait until everything's down.
Right.
And then
just clear
do
it.
Even though I know that the longer it's down, it gets matted down, it's probably
Wet.
harder to get
You might have to do it twice, 2 or 3 times.
I don't know, what do you suggest?
Hmm?
What do you suggest?
Suggest talking to the town, have them do it.
I don't think they're gonna do it.
Hmm?
I mean, I don't know if the park department would do it, but I mean,
Well,
we could
somebody from
try.
the town department, we can't do it anymore. Can't do it by hand.
Well, I can ask, but we might end up having to hire somebody to do
Yeah.
it.
But the machine
What
we have is by
talking about?
hand.
I couldn't hear.
The machine that we have is by hand.
The mower died and we used to pull it behind the mower.
Okay.
So that's gone. It's out of this. We don't have it anymore.
Alexis was trying to say
Oh,
something.
I was just asking I couldn't hear what section you're talking about.
The whole trail.
There's
Oh.
Any section with trees. The leaves are an issue.
Well, I can ask. They're gonna say no.
Does Williston do their section at all? Is there any
Once in a
encouragement?
while they do, yeah, it's not consistent, but yeah, they do.
I've never seen them blow leaves, but they might.
I wonder if, we have 2 mowers actually. We have Tim, we have Better Pathways. And then we have another guy who helps with some spot mowing, like the bank, the behind the mills and Route 5. I mean, maybe he'd be willing to go out there and, paid him, of course.
Get estimates from the 2 of them and see.
Yeah, Don, he's a good guy, but I know he's busy with other things right now.
I don't know if either one of them be able to, but.
Yeah, the stretches between Williston and Coleman Road seems like that's gotta be the worst because that's the most heavily treed.
Route 5, that little
5 area.
curvy stack, it's
Right.
right out there.
Right.
Yeah, there's a lot of sections that are heavy with leaves.
I wonder what Northampton does. I mean,
They haven't done anything yet because I walked into town,
Well,
up to Northampton the other
trees haven't
day and
really, they haven't dropped yet.
there were a lot of leaves on parts of that trail.
We'll have to remember when we bring back up the trail maintenance thing with the city of them taking over, that this is a part of that.
The leaf,
Yeah.
leaf blowing.
Well,
Yeah.
Northampton, is Wayne Biden still there?
No,
Oh,
he
no.
retired a couple of years ago. Yeah.
Well, I'll start with the DPW and the park. Seems like the park department will have some equipment. And if they are like, say no way, then I'll ask Don or Eccleston or Tim if they could do it. Maybe they could split it up or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe,
We offered to give them the blower that we do have.
well, we could, yeah. I mean, especially Don. I mean, we could say that we have a mower. It's like a big walk behind, right?
Well, it's a walk behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
But
not
he
gonna wanna
had some
walk
kind
5
of
miles
a-
more than we
If
are.
he has some kind of a mower, maybe he could use it.
All I know is you can't walk behind it for 5.5
No, I know.
miles.
I was just thinking of spot
Yeah.
doing it.
Yeah, do one spot to the other, you have to do walk the whole trail.
And I could talk to Tony. He could do at least some of it, like here and there. our senior tax worker. I mean, he could do some.
I think we did bring it up when he was here.
Yeah, like, I mean, especially parts like here in the center where he could walk from the shed towards like the rink. Or, you know, do at least that stretch for a little bit. At least he could do maybe some of it. That gets heavy walking, you know, from a lot of people.
Right, there's like the small area east of Union Street.
Yes. Yep. So he could probably do like down there and maybe like get the center part. And then maybe we could have somebody concentrate on the farther out areas.
Right now, I don't even have a key for that shit.
Oh.
But got lost in a transfer of vehicles. Well, when I bought another vehicle, all my keys disappeared.
I have spares. I got a bunch of extra ones. So. All right. So our next meeting is November 17th. Wendy, you're not going to be
I'll be
here.
remote.
You'll be remote. Okay. Right.
To adjourn.
Yep. If anybody forgot their dues money, they can drop it in the Dropbox anytime. Oh, and if anybody needs a form.
Yeah, I tried to print, the printer was broken.
Yeah, these I had some extra. Anybody else need one?
And I was thinking we should put something on Facebook too about members,
Good idea.
membership. Just to remind people it's time.
Okay.
I'll let Lisa do the talk. Give me all the process.
Does she need to be made an
Yes.
administrator?
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm not sure how, I should know
Probably
how to
fill
do
one
that.
of those out. I did my dues online, but I didn't actually fill out the.
I can see it.
That's okay. You did it online then.
Wendy, do we keep a log of accidents? Or do we know,
We don't have a log, but
I'm sure the police department, if people notified them.
Somebody, yeah, I let them know.
we have emails and people.
in terms of the e-bike situation, it'd be nice to be able to say, well, we had an e-bike accident this time, we had another one this day. But if there haven't been any and none reported, it's still an issue with going too fast, but
Right.
Right.
it'd be good to know that so fast, so good in a way.
That's another thing that's being covered in the micromobility commission is right now, police departments aren't required to report crashes unless it involves a motor vehicle. So nobody is recording any crashes between bicyclists and pedestrians. There is no data to support it. So that might change in 2026 or 2027. Again, this is like a state level thing, and it's really not, I don't think we can put that onus on our police department without it coming down from higher up.
I would think though that if somebody reports an accident, I mean, it's gonna be in the dispatch, the log, and, you know, because any call that comes in, they would track.
Right, but they may not aggregate that data.
Statistics,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
So we could ask them if they could kind of figure out the idea, you know, estimate.
Great, so do I have a motion to adjourn? Second? All in favor? Okay.
This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.